Somebody save me.
You had to. I knew it was going to happen at some point.
It'll happen a lot. Oh yeah, welcome back everybody to a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we talk about all your favorite TV series from yesteryear. Then we discuss it over a glass of wine. I'm your host, in case you don't know me, I'm Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here as always by the girl with blue hair. What? Kat Halstead, the author.
I don't always have blue hair. I feel like that should be clarified.
Well, I just want to point out that it's been like 2 weeks since we last recorded episodes because we stock them up.
Yeah.
And we're getting back into a season, I guess, a season of recording. And I don't know, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, and all of a sudden you have blue hair, and I'm fucking bewildered.
To be fair, I only did it 2 nights ago, so it's not like it's been blue and I didn't tell you or anything.
I'm blue, dabby dabbad. Oh, that song went. I can't remember. Eiffel 66 or something.
I don't even remember.
It was the hot song at our school dances in 1999 or whatever.
Oh my god, way to have a blast from the past.
We're shaking our rump to that song and Waiting for Tonight by Jennifer Lopez, star of the I Don't Know Her .gif. Well, actually, it's Mariah Carey, but it's about her.
No, yeah, I was going to say, that's Mariah, and Steven is going to be so mad at you for getting that wrong.
I know. And I apologize for a froggy voice. I've been kind of under the weather the last few days. I've been coughing up a storm. And hold on.
I apologize if mine is gravelly, because I had to do 9 surveys yesterday on the phone.
Sorry. But speaking of coughing up a storm, we're going to go to, there's going to be another storm. Yeah, another storm. A storm over at Smallville. Yeah, Superhero Month continues, and we're going to do no flights and no tights. Ooga, ooga. You ready for this? You ready for this world?
Yes, I'm as ready as I can be for this world.
All right. Were you a fan of this show? Were you a hot fan of Smallville and the WB?
No, not really.
What? I thought you were for some reason.
I've watched, okay, so there's a point where I watched it a little bit, but it was never anything that I was yeah, this is the show I'm going to sit down and watch. It wasn't my thing back then. Also, the year premiered is the year I didn't have the WB.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah, so the year it started, the year of this episode that we're doing, I didn't have WB at all.
No, I can't believe you lived in a world without this show and Angel and I don't know, the last 2 years of Dawson's Creek, maybe.
I know. I finally got Dawson's. We got WB the next year in our dorms.
How did you survive, girl? How did you get through life?
My roommate and I watched a lot of episodes of Blind Date, and we watched a lot of She's All That and Bring It On DVD and VHS.
I fucking miss Blind Date. I wish Blind Date would come back. That was the fucking best show. That and Room Raiders. Top 2 quickie dating shows. I don't know. The best around. But all right. So I had a fucking wild love-hate relationship with this show Smallville. It was on for forever, and it was hit or miss, mostly misses. But you know what? I kept coming back to it. I fucking watched it all the way to the end. I remember the final season. It was on a Friday night now, Friday nights.
Yeah.
And I remember the series finale. I had hot plans, a hot party or something, and I fucking casually bowed out. I lied and said I had something else to do, and I was really at home watching the fucking series finale of Smallville. I just had to see it out. I just had to be there when Tom Welling as Clark Kent just ran out of the he was on the roof of on the Daily Planet.
Yeah.
And he's running across the rooftop and he tears off his shirt and it's the Superman outfit and he takes off into air and I was like, whoa, this is the show I've been wanting for 10 years and now it's fucking over. It's fucking over. What? The fuck did they do to me? What did they do to me, girl?
I mean, I guess it's kind of like the Gotham finale where they finally see, you don't see Bruce Wayne, at all in the fucking episode.
Gotham was never about Bruce Wayne. It was about, Ben McKenzie's character and the guy from Grounded for Life.
But then it ends with, like, Bruce Wayne dressed up as Batman with the light shining on him.
Like, was he an adult? Because I feel like the last time I saw Gotham, he was like an 11-year-old boy. And it wasn't that long ago.
They did, like, a 5-10 year flash forward.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I was only, like, half paying attention because the boyfriend was watching it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Was it the same actor that played, like, young Bruce?
No, it was probably some... Like, I don't think it's even anybody credited.
Because I was gonna say. I was gonna fucking say.
Like, you legitimately don't even see Bruce, like, the whole episode. Like, everybody's like, oh, Bruce is back in town. But you just, like, hear, like, the sound of his cape in the background sometimes or something.
Oh, yeah, like lurking.
And, like, Catwoman was, like, trying to, like, steal some giant jewel.
Oh, great.
And then she tells Alfred, tell Bruce to stop stalking me.
Oh, God.
I was like, okay, this is weird.
R.I.P. Gotham. R.I.P. Gotham. We miss you. But hold on. We're going to get Alfred again. Alfred's coming back in like a fucking new show. Like young Alfred or something. Whatever. I don't know what it's fucking called. Teen Alfred.
The only superhero manservant I want more of is Jarvis.
Oh, yeah. Like young. We want to get like a Wild Adventures with like Jarvis like post the Peggy Carter years. Like maybe he's on his own. He's chauffeuring around like celebrities in Hollywood.
He still works for Tony.
Oh, does he? Yeah, I could see it.
Yes.
I like to believe that one day it's like the mid-1990s and he works for Sharon Stone. He's an old man now. And he's, I don't know, Sharon Stone's a driver. And he drives her to the premiere of Basic Instinct. That's the world I want to live in. That's the fucking Jarvis show I want to see.
Oh my goodness.
Call me Marvel. Call me. All right. So Smallville, we're going back to season 1, the season finale, episode 21, Tempest. This aired on Tuesday, May 21st, 2002, way back when we were like, I don't know, 20 probably at this point in time, maybe 20. Yeah, I think we were 20, right?
Yeah, we were 20.
We were gearing up for our 21st birthday to go out with the boys or girls, whoever you hung out with. And yeah, we couldn't yet go out to the bars legally, but I don't know, maybe we had like a weird college ID that allowed you to get to some like weird college bars, I guess. Like
a college night?
Oh yeah, college night. And like you weren't supposed to drink, but you did anyway, right? Am I right, girl?
Totally.
And then you almost get thrown out. You almost get thrown out for some, like, I don't know, bumping into somebody by accident and you like cause them to spill their drink. True story. All right.
Or like you're in the college bar and your ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend drags you into the ladies' room to talk and is all like, you need to accept that him and I are together because it's happening. And it's like, I really don't want to talk about this right now. She's like, we need to talk about it right now. And all the other girls in the ladies' room were like, really, bitch?
And then you're like, sorry, girl, I gotta go home and watch Blind Date.
It's like, I gotta go now. Bye. And then she grabs you and you're like, oh, do not. And the other girls are like, girl, stop.
You took a cab home and then watched Bring It On for the 47th time on DVD with your gal pals. Back at your she castle. All right. You want to talk about this hot night of television? This is a fucking hot night of television.
Yes.
Probably.
What was on this night of television?
Oh my God. What was it on this night of television? So it's a Tuesday night. It's end of May. Mm-hmm. The seasons are wrapping up. We're probably getting a night of season finales. And you want to start off with our old friends at the Alphabet? Yeah,
what's happening at the Alphabet?
All right, over at ABC tonight, for one night only, we get a reunion special. A reunion. Any guesses of what we're getting a reunion of?
I can't even fathom. The Cosby Show.
No, I'll give you a hint. It's ABC, not NBC, girl. It's ABC.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I couldn't think.
Think 1980 to 1984. I just want to throw this out there. You're never going to guess this, so I might as well just say it.
I'm never going to get... Yeah, just tell me.
All right. Just a little show called That's Incredible. What?
You're an asshole.
Yeah, tonight was a reunion show. They dug out the hosts, Kathy Lee Crosby, Fran Tarkenton, and John Davidson. And, I don't know, they talked about the old days being on That's Incredible. They showed clips of old episodes and did a little commentary. I don't know. I'm just going to throw this out there. I didn't even know this existed. Just fucking like who was clamoring for this? Who the fuck was clamoring for this show?
I don't know.
Must have been a market, but any guesses what's on ABC at 9 p.m.? It's a 2-hour series season.
I have no clue at this point. I have no fucking clue.
All right, tonight the 2-hour season finale, starring Mark Paul Gosselaar in NYPD Blue.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 whole hours of Mark Paul Gossel's butt, maybe. I think they showed a lot of butt in the show, didn't they? That's all I remember about the show. You get to see fucking Dennis Fran's butt, amongst others.
Yeah.
The 90s and early 2000s were a wild time for butts on network television.
I guess so.
Wild West. All right. You want to go over to a boring night at CBS, like a night of grandma shows?
Yeah, what's happening over on CBS?
All right. Things kick off at 8 p.m. with JAG.
Okay.
Judge Admiral General or whatever the fuck it stands for.
I don't know, but I just know that those characters are coming back for, like, NCIS, like, some kind of story on NCIS.
Oh, is Catherine Bell coming back? We get to hang out with Catherine Bell.
Yeah, again? Catherine Bell's coming back, and David Elliott.
Oh, yeah, shout out to David James Elliott, the stars.
Because it came up in my, like, news feed on my phone because Catherine Bell's on a Hallmark show where she plays a good witch.
Well, shout out to a procedural about the JAG that investigates and prosecutes military crimes. Ooga. I've never seen this show. I've never fucking seen an episode.
I've never seen it either.
All right. You ready for CBS 9 o'clock?
Okay, what's on at 9?
The Guardian. Whoa.
I couldn't tell you what this is.
This had Dabney Coleman and Simon Baker. It was a legal drama about, I don't know, courtroom or something. I don't fucking know. I read the first sentence of, like, the description of this, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. I don't fucking care. But hold on. You might be excited about this one. I've never seen this show, but I remember like a lot of people liked it. Judge and Amy.
Nope, I never got into that one.
Well, Amy Brenneman, formerly of NYPD Blue, she returns to television playing a judge. Yeah. You ready to like liven up the night? You want to liven it up a bit? Yeah,
because this grandma stuff over at CBS is not doing it for me.
No, fucking if you know what? If I was like stuck at a waiting room at like a fucking hospital or something, and this was on, I'd fucking kill myself.
Oh my god.
Fucking kill myself. Alright, but we're gonna go to Fox. And at Fox, we're getting a full hour at 8 p.m., a full hour of That 70s Show. Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, if I was watching anything, it was probably this.
Yeah, shout out to that. And following That 70s Show, we got 24, the season finale, 11 p.m. to midnight. Probably the last night of the 24-hour cycle, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who cares? All right. You want to head over to NBC?
Yeah, because so far, this night is pretty lame.
What? I'm just kidding. All right. An hour and a half.
You always say it's a wild night of television, and then I'm like, wah, wah.
Hold on, though. I don't know. Things liven up once we get to NBC, because we also have 2 other networks. But are you ready? All right. Can you imagine in 2002, an hour and a half of Frasier was on? An hour and a half, girl.
An hour and a half?
Oh, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. It was on for an hour and a half. Again.
Oh, my God.
So I was like, this must be like the series finale, maybe. And I looked it up. It wasn't. So I was like, whoa. Why is it?
No, we're still a few years away from that.
NBC 9:30, the season 1 finale of one of my favorite shows. You said you like never got into this. Scrubs. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah, I never got into Scrubs.
Hold on. Hold the fucking brakes. Hold the brakes. I'm excited about UPN. Fucking, we never talk about UPN, but tonight we are. We're doing it.
Wait, we have UPN information?
Do we not? The greatest show of like UPN history. Well, the second greatest show in UPN history. We get the 2-hour season finale, the season 6 finale of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Ooga.
Okay.
Ooga.
Okay.
This is when the Scooby Gang face off against Dark Willow, and then she fucking goes crazy and like skins Warren alive. Oh, it's great. It's a fucking great episode. Probably one of the best season 6 episodes of Buffy ever.
Wow. Okay.
All right. And then do you want to go over to WB? You want to go over to the WB for a bit?
I think it's the only place we have left to go, isn't it?
All right. Well, we're going to start off with our favorite mother-daughter duo, the Gilmore Girls. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I have a feeling that if That 70s Show wasn't the season finale, you'd probably be watching this. If you had the WB at your school.
Well, okay, so it's May. I was out of school already.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're at home. You're back at home, catching up on all your shows that you begged your parents to videotape for you all year long.
And they didn't videotape.
You're ready to end the night. This is like the quickest this is on television ever because we got so much to talk about.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna end the night, WB, with tonight's topic of discussion: Smallville. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Tempest. The season finale, which so a tempest is a violent windy storm, but it not only is a literal storm that happens in this episode, but also the grand scheme of the episode. Like everything comes to a storming halt.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right, girl? Am I right?
I'm so mad about this episode.
Why?
The cliffhanger.
I mean, it was a season finale. What the fuck do you expect to happen?
Yeah. No, there's just some other little things that I was like, what? Maybe because I've never really watched the show that I'm like, what the hell?
All right. Well,
okay.
We'll get through it. But first, do you want to do an origin story? Do you want to do a Smallville origin story?
Let's do a quick little Smallville origin story.
So we're going to go way back in time. We're going to go back to the 1970s. So, the 1970s, Christopher Reeve movie comes out. Superman. A whole series of films starts. So we get the Superman movie. We get 3 Superman movies. A Supergirl movie. And then like a 4th shitty Superman movie. But hold on. Superman Mania was sweeping the nation. And surprisingly, Smallville was not the first attempt at a Superboy type series.
Yeah.
From 1988 to 1992, the Superboy series was brought to the screen by the same producers of the first 3 Superman movies and the Supergirl movie. And they released this movie in 1988. The series in 1988. The 50th anniversary celebration of the Superman character.
Okay.
So, wild stuff. All right. So the first season of the series, which began aired in October 1988, focused on the John Haynes Newton version of Superboy / Clark Kent, who went on to star in Melrose Place, like in its final seasons.
Okay, the season that nobody watched.
Yeah, and so the show focused on Clark Kent, his love interest Lana Lang, and his college roommate T.J. White, son of Daily Planet editor Perry White. And there was also Superboy's nemesis Lex Luthor was in it. And for the second and third season, though, the producers did not like John Haynes Newton, so they actually recast him with Gerard Christopher.
Wait, they recast Superboy with somebody else?
Yeah.
Dude, that's harsh.
Yeah, so they recast Superboy. And so the show was actually a hit, like in the second season, like it actually did well. However, for the third season, the tone of the show became darker thanks to Tim Burton's Batman movie. The dark tone continued into the 4th and final season, which also saw special appearances by Noel Neill and Jack Larson, who played Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen in the 1950s Adventures of Superman. So,
Okay.
But hold on. There's more. You ready for more?
As ready as I can be.
All right. Although the Superboy series was still a hit in the 4th season, it ended up being its last. So the original intention was to end the Superboy series, and then they were going to do a series of TV movies, and then this would lead into a new Superman show. However, Warner Brothers was beginning to develop a new Superman series, the one that ended up becoming Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Warner Brothers was like, we can't have 2 Superman related series on the air at the same time, so they canceled it.
Oh, jeez.
Killed it altogether.
That's a little sad.
Yeah, so after Lois and Clark was eventually canceled, the character of Superman sat on ice for many years. In the early 2000s, Warner Bros. Was looking to do a Bruce Wayne series chronicling the young protagonist's journey towards becoming Batman. However, Warner Bros. Decided to do an origin movie for Batman, which went on to eventually become Batman Begins. They didn't want to fucking losing my voice. So they didn't want to have 2 Batman-related... They didn't want to have a Batman-related show and a movie at the same time because it would confuse viewers.
Because you think it wouldn't be easy to confuse viewers, but holy fudge is it.
At the same time, Smallville's creators, Alfred Gough and Miles Millar, they developed a pilot based around the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Eraser, which never became a show. But the president of WB liked the 2 and approached them about developing a series about a young Superman. And the 2 creators of Smallville, they were like, you know what? We don't really know much about Superman, so they just bought a bunch of comic books and just you know what? This is too confusing. Let's just do a teenage version of him, but not have any reference to him being Superman. And he won't fly, he won't wear a cape. And the show premiered on October 16th, 2001. And at the time, it was the highest rated series debut for the WB.
Wow, that is wild.
I think it was a couple years before that record was beat.
Oh, I'm sure. It's hard to have something that watched on the WB or CW.
8.4 million viewers tuned in for the pilot.
That's a lot of people. Wow.
Yeah, people were just clamoring for fucking Superman, I guess. All right. So you want to go through the cast real quick? The season 1 cast, anyway?
Yeah, let's talk about this cast. Who's this cast?
All right, casting corner. So the main star of the show is Tom Welling as Clark Kent. And, essentially, this show is his biggest role ever. He was a model, and, I don't know, he was in, Tommy Hilfiger ads, and then he was actually in a few episodes of Judge and Amy, which we talked about a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Found his way into the show. And then since then, he's done like The Fog, 2 Cheaper by the Dozen movies, playing Steve Martin's oldest son. And I don't know, like he kind of like appears in things here and there, but he's kind of like mostly, I think, out of the acting world.
I think he was doing, wasn't he on Lucifer?
Yeah,
recently.
Yeah, I think he did a few episodes of Lucifer. I think but he hasn't had like a starring role in a while.
Yeah,
I did hear him on a podcast. He was on Michael Rosenbaum's podcast. So I'm gonna shout out to their friendship, I guess.
That's cool.
All right, you want to talk about Kristen Kruick?
Yes, let's talk about her.
All right, she's a Canadian. Whoa, did you know that?
I had a guess.
All right, so she was only on the show for 8 seasons, 8 out of the 10. Eventually, she departed. She was close friends with Allison Mack. I'm not sure if they are anymore. I don't know. Who knows?
I mean,
we'll get to that in a few moments.
There's probably reasons.
She did have a minor role in the movie Euro Trip. She played Chun-Li in a Street Fighter movie, and then she was on the CW's version of Beauty and the Beast for a few years. And I don't know, like she appears in things I see around.
Like,
she's a pescatarian,
so she'll only eat fish.
Yeah, shout out to fish. Shout out to sushi. You familiar with Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor? You like him?
Yes, I am.
Ooh, yeah. Kat fancies herself a Lexi. She gets sexy for Lexi. Oh, yeah. She wants to rub her hands through his bald head.
Will you knock it off?
You may know him from Sorority Boys. You ever see that movie, Sorority Boys?
No.
What? You've never seen Sorority Boys?
Never saw it.
Fucking great movie.
No, wait, I did. That's the one with Barry Watson, right?
Yeah, they dress up like girls.
Oh, yes, okay.
Great movie.
I thought you said Roadie Boys. I was like, I've never seen Roadie Boys. What the fuck is Roadie Boys?
All right. Your favorite, like early 2000s, like men dressing as women movie. Sorority Boys or Juwanna Man?
Probably Sorority Boys.
All right, I agree with that. If you said Juwanna Man, I was going to like cancel this podcast and replace you with January Jones.
She's never going to reply to your DMs, babe.
Oh, she will. All right. Yeah, so Michael Rosenbaum, great guy. Great dude. He has his own podcast. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a crossover episode with him one day. Maybe we'll have him on. We'll talk about podcasting. What it's like to be a podcaster. All right. Are you ready? You ready for the next star of the show?
Yes, who's the next star?
I don't want to talk about her. Annette O'Toole as Martha Kent.
Okay.
Hot scoop. She actually played the role of Lana Lang in Superman 3. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
And she actually was a lifelong Superman fan. Did you know that too?
Yes, that's like one of the few things I knew about this show.
All right. Do you want to know the biggest fun fact, like the best fun fact I could find out about her?
Okay, give it to me.
This is fucking great. This is on her IMDb page. Annette O'Toole is a big fan of Marsha Cross.
Ooh.
But like, why is that on her IMDb page? Like, at her trivia.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know, but Marsha Cross is amazing. Like, we bow down to Marsha Cross.
I know. So, you know what? If I'm ever a famous star and I have my own IMDb page, I plan on that being a fun fact, that I'm a big fan of Marsha Cross.
Yes.
All right. Hold on. I do have a small Annette O'Toole story. You ready for it?
Okay.
All right. So, I remember, like, when the show first came out, I was like watching the show with one of my gal pals, and we were watching the episode, and I was just like, there's just something about the character, like the actress of Martha Kent that just bothers me. I don't know what it is. And my friend just looked at me and says, she has the most unfortunate looking face I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
And ever since then, that's all I think about.
Oh, poor Annette O'Toole.
I know, in her unfortunate looking face. All right. I have a feeling that you like this guy. I have a feeling that you like him. Are you a fan of John Schneider as Jonathan Kent?
Hello. He's one of my Duke boys.
Oh, yeah. Bo Duke, a.k.a. Bo Duke, a.k.a. Dadley Do-Right, a.k.a. eventually killed off the show. Sorry, spoiler.
Yeah, like, when I was a little kid, okay, these are the shows I would watch. I would watch the 1960s Batman, and then, like, right after that was on, it would be, like, reruns of The Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, yeah? Like, back to back?
Yeah. So I get, like, my crime fighting Batman, and then I get, like, Bo and Luke running from Boss Hogg.
I remember where I lived, the 1960s Batman was followed by, like, the British Avengers. And I used to be so confused because, like, I knew the Avengers comic book, with, like, you know, the superheroes, and I'm like, why is, like, Captain America not in this Avengers? Why is it about, like, 2 spies? Like, what am I missing? What am I missing? All right.
Like, I don't understand this.
Yeah, it took me many years to, like, grasp that.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for the next star of Season 1, Smallville?
Yeah, who's the next one?
All right, Sam Jones III as Pete Ross.
Okay, who was Pete the, like, African-American guy that was friends with Clark and wanted to wear the red bow tie?
Yeah, Clark's friend. He eventually was written off the show. Alleged behind-the-scene tension between the actor and the producers. Supposedly, he demanded, like, better storylines for his character, and the producers say that was, like, not true, that he demanded more money, so I don't know, who knows. But hold on. You ready for Crime Corner? Crime Corner Part 1?
Yeah, give me Crime Corner.
All right. In October of 2009, DEA agents arrested Sam Jones III as part of a conspiracy to deal more than 10,000 pills of oxycodone. What?
Damn.
In December of 2010, 2 years later, Jones pleaded guilty to supplying the oxycodone. He was sentenced to a year in jail, and in addition to 3 years supervised, he was released in June of 2011. So,
damn, that's some like Big Brother winner like scandal right there, man.
All right, and then we got one more. We got one more star before the main event. All right, we just gonna.
Okay.
All right, we're just going to go through them real quick. Eric Johnson as Whitney.
Who was like, okay, I felt like nothing for this guy. I was like, am I supposed to care about him?
No, you aren't.
Is he important? I was like, I went on the Wikipedia. I was like, okay, I'm not going to give a damn about this guy.
All right, so basically, the show kind of like led us to believe that, Clark and Lana were like destined to be with each other. But I mean, if you follow the Superman lore, you eventually know they don't.
You know that's not true.
So, every year they would always like throw in like a boyfriend or like a love interest for Lana. And so he was like the season 1 love interest. At one point, like Jensen Ackles, it was just terrible stuff. He eventually, he was written, this is like his last like formal episode, the episode we're doing. And then he appears in like another season 2 episode. He actually dies like in war, but however, the character is in Smallville, and people are like confused, like how is he dead and like walking around Smallville? Turns out he was replaced by an imposter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then I think he like appears in a flashback in like a later season.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't care about this guy.
Yeah, Dudley. All right. You ready? You ready for Crime Corner Part 2? You ready for Crime Corner Part 2?
Yes, I am ready for this.
All right, get ready for the smackdown on Allison Mack, who played Chloe, the original Lois Lane type of the show. I guess is Clark's girlfriend in the first season. I don't even know. Like I don't
think they're actually like boyfriend and girlfriend.
I think she wants him. Like she always wanted to ride that fucking super dick.
She like wants him bad. She wants him so bad. And he's like, okay, but I need to go talk to Lana now. Bye.
Chloe's pussy must be kryptonite because fucking Clark wants nothing to do with that.
I mean, apparently Pete wants her.
I don't know. All right, so Tom Welling and Allison Mack are the only two people on in Smallville history to appear in every single episode. I just want to point that out.
She made it that long?
Yeah, she was on the show all the way to the very fucking end. I think she eventually gets like superpowers at some point too. I don't remember.
Oh, jeez.
Or she like runs like a league of like she like opens up a school of like metahumans or something. I don't fucking remember.
Okay, that sounds a little too real life for her.
Yes, because who cares about Chloe? Let's talk about Allison Mack for a hot minute or two. Kat knows all about this because her and her mentor Keith Rainier, creator of Nexium, is that how you say it?
Nexium, yeah. Even though it doesn't look like that's how it's fucking pronounced, that's how they pronounced it.
I know, like it's spelled like the way like the drug Euphoria would be on like 90210 for some reason. I don't know, that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, it starts with Kristen. Kristen gets into this like empowerment, self-help circle of people who do like classes and that are like supposed to help build up your sense of self or whatever. And she suggests Allison goes with her to one.
Ooh.
Because that's the way it works, is you gotta try and like bring more people in. It's basically like a pyramid scheme.
Oh, it's like you go to the first meeting by yourself, and they're like, bring a friend tomorrow.
Yes.
And like your friend will eventually bring a friend, and so on and so on.
Exactly. And like you level up in that way. So
level up.
Pretty much. Kristen got out before, like, it got too deep, but Allison kept getting deeper and deeper into this cult. Like, she gave up acting. She moved up to Albany, New York. She basically became one of the number twos for this organization.
Yeah, she rose the ranks.
Yeah, like, she, like, got up there. Like, the other people who were, like, at her level were, like, there from the beginning. So, like, it was Keith Raniere, and then, like, the woman he created it with, Claire Brofman or whatever, the Seagram's heiress, and Allison Mack were, like, the top, like, tier of people in this group.
Wild stuff. All right.
Okay.
So what is NXIVM? What is NXIVM?
It is a freaking cult.
What is the inner workings of it?
It's like, okay, the best way I can describe it is Scientology without the aliens, but with sex slaves.
Oh, okay. So...
Because they do that whole, like, self-improvement type thing, where, like, you level up to a different level of self-improvement.
And they only recruit women? Is that it?
No, there are men, but, like, there are some men, but it's definitely more into getting women. Okay. Because Keith Raniere wants the women to sleep with.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was just like like the people at the top were mostly men, and they just needed women to bang, and they had to just do it under the ruse of a cult.
It's not even like the men don't actually rise that high. It's mostly the women who rise higher and higher.
Oh, so like as you like rise higher in it, you become like a madam, I guess.
So like Claire and Allison were both like masters, and they would have 6 slaves under them, and then those 6 slaves had to try and get another 6 slaves, and so on and so forth. So then it got a pyramid scheme there too. And they would like do that whole thing where they would blackmail them with naked pictures that they forced them to take for Keith. And this is where it gets really fucked up.
Okay, so alright, you know what?
They would brand them with a laser pen, a caster iron or whatever it's called. And it's like a 30-minute branding on their pelvic bone.
And it was like the KR initials, right, of Keith Raniere?
Yeah, it would be Keith's initials when you looked at it one way. And if you looked at it another way, it would be Allison's initials.
We'll have to put a picture of the Brandon on our Instagram.
Yeah, it's crazy, like the whole thing. And they finally got busted by the feds last year, and Keith is on trial right now. Allison is set to testify against him because she finally pled guilty to some of the charges.
Was she doing like a plea deal?
Yeah, I think she did a plea deal. I think even Claire made a plea deal for at least some of the charges.
Who the fuck is Claire?
Claire's the Seagram's heiress. She basically funded the whole thing with like millions of dollars from the Seagram's gin family.
I was gonna say like the fucking alcohol. Whoa.
Yeah.
This is. I did not know that part about it.
You didn't?
You should have warned me. I would have been sitting down when you told me that news.
You are sitting down.
I just remember the day like the NXIVM scandal broke. It was like, I don't know, maybe like a year ago or something. Maybe even 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was about a year ago.
I remember just being like confused. I was like, wait a second. You mean to tell me that Chloe Sullivan from Smallville is like the secret leader of a fucking sex cult? And I will say, watching this episode of Smallville was the first time I've watched Smallville since like this whole news has come out, and I can't look at Chloe anymore. Like it's just hard to like sit through that storyline. Like knowing she's a
well. So like while I was watching this episode, I was scrolling through the news on my phone. There was actually a story about the cult from yesterday in the New York Daily Post or whatever, and I was reading that.
Whoa.
And watching this at the same time, and it was really trippy.
Very meta. That's very meta cut.
Yes.
Wild stuff. So I don't know. One day, I hope Ryan Murphy does a American Crime Story on this scandal. Maybe it'll all make sense to me one day. Maybe one day it'll all finally make sense to me because I don't know. I still can't fucking wrap my mind around it. Like I know, like you've been like reading about this nonstop. Wasn't there like a 3-day period you like hold yourself up just reading about this?
Yes. So like, okay, I found out about this cult about 6-9 months before it got busted.
Oh yeah, you were like.
So I had heard about it because I was reading about it on the Blind Item website, and I dove into it some more, and it was like terrifying. Like Keith Raniere would like insist that these women like barely eat. So like when you see those pictures of Allison Mack when she gets arrested, she's like skin and bones.
Was she a part of this cult when she was on Smallville?
Towards the end, I think. Because, like, Kristen introduced her to it, And then, because it was originally based in Toronto, where Smallville and a lot of shows film, and that's how he was able to get.
I thought they filmed in Vancouver
or Vancouver, whatever.
Are you sure it wasn't
Vancouver, Toronto, one of those Canadian cities?
They're not even close to each other.
I don't know Canada's geography. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, Canada Corner. We need to have a Canada Corner one day.
To be fair, I've never left the country, so okay?
Alright, well, you know what? I'm gonna send you an Alanis Morissette CD. I'm gonna send you a fucking Terrence and Phillip episode of South Park. I don't know, maybe send you a Celine Dion concert and make you go to fucking the filming site of Smallville.
Anyways.
That's everything I know about Canada.
That's where they met this guy, was in Canada, where they filmed the show. Vancouver, or whatever. Yeah, it was Vancouver, sorry.
Alright.
He would go after actresses on shows that filmed up there.
Oh, because they had money?
Yeah, because they have money, and, there's the thought that actresses are looking for something. They're not always finding it, so they're going to look for a self-help kind of guru.
Yeah, because, you know what?
So.
I don't know, if you're a well-paid actress, you got a lot of money to blow. You can spend your money on, foolish shit, I don't know, self-help meditation groups and, I don't know, weird, yoga classes and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I can definitely see, you're looking for some self-enrichment. You're up there in Vancouver, you're away from your family and friends for, long periods of time. And you have your down days, maybe you've been filming and, I don't know, you just hang out in your trailer one day and, you need some help, some guidance, just something to take your mind off, I don't know, filming a shitty episode of Smallville.
Yeah.
And there's Keith Rainier. He's out there. He's like, hey, come tonight. We're just having a little gathering tonight. Me and my harem of ladies. You should come and join us, Allison and Kristen.
Yeah.
And they went, and I don't know, they loved it. Kristen eventually got tired of it. Probably because she left the fucking show.
Yeah.
Probably because she left fucking Smallville. That was probably her saving grace.
Grace Park was also in this.
Who?
Group. Linda Evans was a member of NXIVM for a while.
Oh, God. Anything else to add on NXIVM?
Who was it? It was Catherine Oxenberger's daughter was a member. It was definitely one of the sex slave members. Yeah, Catherine Oxenberg was her daughter India was in the group, and she was definitely trying to get her out and fighting to get her out of the cult.
I have no idea who the fuck Catherine Oxenberg is. You just dropped that
name. Catherine Oxenberg was on Dynasty.
Okay.
As Amanda Carrington, and she's the daughter of Princess Elizabeth of Yugoslavia, and she was married to Casper Van Dien.
Whoa, wild stuff. All right, you ready to talk about Smallville?
Yes, let's talk about Smallville.
All right, can we talk about this hot opening, this fucking wild opening of Smallville?
Okay.
All right, so the show opens. We're at I don't know, one of Luther Corp's fancy companies. It's some kind of plant, maybe a power plant or something.
Yeah, it's the plant in Smallville. It's the manure plant or whatever.
Yeah, they harvest cow shit and I don't know, ship it out to the rest of the country. I don't fucking know.
Fertilizer or something. They make fertilizer or something.
Oh yeah, because we're in the heartland. We're in the heartland of America. Mm-hmm. We see Lex. There's a cool song playing, and he's just waiting at the helipad for his father to arrive. And this helicopter shows up. Lionel hasn't told Lex about the purpose of his visit, but I don't know. Lex has to gather all the employees. They're together, and I don't know. Luther's Lionel Luther's all excited. He's yeah, fucking business. We're gonna get together. We're gonna make a big speech in front of the crowd. It's very kind of reminds me of I don't know. Lionel just kind of reminds me of a Donald Trump type to me. He's the Donald Trump of this world. He's an evil businessman who has no compassion for humanity.
Yeah.
He lives under the ruse that he's doing great things for the world, but he's just really thinking about the bottom line of which is himself, money and himself. And he's kind of
yeah.
If you've been watching the whole season, Lex and Lionel they've been kind of at odds with each other this whole time. Lionel wants Lex to move to fucking Metropolis with him to run his empire. Lex just wants to stay in the fucking country. He's just a fucking country bumpkin, and I don't know. He pulls the.
Why does Lex want to stay in Smallville though? There's nothing there.
No, well, he's investigating. He's doing a little investigation of the meteorite crash that happened I don't know 15 years or whenever he was a child that made him go bald, and he believes that his best friend Clark Kent has something to do with it. So I don't know. He just wants to stay close.
Okay, so Lex is grown-ass adult, right?
He's a little bit older than Clark, just a couple years. He's already out of high school.
He's out of high school, And his father gives him a plant to run in Smallville.
Yes.
And he befriends a high school, like, sophomore.
Well, Lex and Clark have been, like, friends since they were, like, children. He's just, like, that older friend. He was, like, always nearby. They've always had a connection. However, Lex has always suspected that the Kents had something to do with, like, the meteorite crash.
Okay.
So Lex kind of kept Clark, like, close all these years. And, like, now that, like, Clark is older, he's been, like, his powers are, like, coming to, like, super realization. Like, I think he's had little nuggets of, like, power over the years we learned in the first episode, but as he entered his adolescence years, like, his powers are growing at a rapid pace.
Like, as he just tosses a post into the ground, straight down, like, no digging.
Yeah. And, the series opens with a lot of, like, weird thing happens. Like Clark survives, like, a really bad, like, car crash. I don't know, like, things, like, people are starting to, like, notice things about Clark. And Lex has taken notice. So he eventually hires an investigative reporter from the Inquisitor, who actually appears in this episode, Roger Nixon.
Okay, yeah, that slime bucket.
Yeah, so Roger originally comes in the show as, like, a blackmailer. He's blackmailing Lex. However, like, Lex, like, reverses it, then ends up hiring him. I don't know. I guess Roger, like, witnesses, like, a lot of things. I think he witnesses one of the, like, the car accident that Clark is in. I think Clark gets, like, hit by a car or something, and he survives, and he can't figure it out. He's like, why does Clark have, like, no bruises on his body?
Okay.
Yeah, so, like, that's the whole, like, reason why Lex wants to stay behind, but Lionel, I keep calling him Luther. I don't fucking know why.
I don't know either. I'm confused about who the fuck is who.
Alright, so Lionel's the dad, the fucking long-haired dad.
Yeah.
And Lex is obviously, like, the bald-headed son. As a punishment to Lex, Lionel shuts down the plant, basically villainizes Lex Luthor so everyone in the town will hate him. So that's kind of like the Lex struggle.
Okay.
But hold on. So now we're at school. Clark is, like, talking to Pete about, like, his tie and cummerbund.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, they're the best part, though. Hold on. Like, they're talking about the cummerbund, like, planning like, you know, what's going to happen at the dance. And Chloe just, like, comes out of nowhere. I just love, like, she just interrupts this, like, very important conversation between Clark and Pete. And she's like, hey, did you hear they're closing, like, the Luthor Corp plant? Which is just, like, the fucking weirdest, like, icebreaker.
Yeah, well, from what I gathered from Chloe, she's just kind of awkward.
Yeah, well, she's, like, the Nancy Drew type of the show. I think they tried to make her, like, the Lois Lane, like, the journalist. Chloe is, like, very much just like Lex. Like, she's secretly investigating, like, all the weird things that are happening around the town. I think she even has, like, a website like, about, like, all the weird things happening. However, I don't think she's, like, smart enough to figure out that it might be Clark.
Sorry.
I don't know. Like, I was always just, like, I'm surprised that, like, Chloe and Lex never ended up together, but I always felt like they were built towards Chloe eventually being the villain, but it never happened.
Well, what I remember reading or listening to an interview with Michael Rosenbaum, and he said he, like, never really even worked with Allison. They almost never had scenes together.
Lex was kind of, like, on the outskirts for the most part. Like, I think he eventually, Lana Lang and Lex Luthor, I think, marry at one point briefly.
That makes sense.
Like, Lex never, like, really interacted with the other cast members other than, like, Clark and Lana. Chloe always kind of...
But they all have a weird connection because of the meteorite.
But, like, Chloe always kind of, like, worked on the outside as well. Like, she had her own little, like, crew.
Okay.
We then cut over to, like, the Kent farm. And I just, like, love that, like, they're, like, at the same time, like, reading this in the newspaper. Like, just so old-timey. Like, it's not like they're watching this on TV. Like, Jonathan Kent is, like, sitting on his couch, like, just reading the newspaper. And he's like, I can't believe they're shutting down the plant. I guess it's, like, the only employer in town, we learn.
I guess so, but unless you own your own damn farm.
Then, I don't know, some other things are happening. So, Whitney and Lana, they go on, like, a picnic. And, like, you think, like, I don't know, they're gonna be together forever. And then Whitney's like, hey, I have some shocking news. I'm gonna be leaving the show and joining the Marine Corps.
Yeah, I'm joining the Marines. bye, girl. But please wait for me.
Yeah, she's like, I don't fucking know. Like,
yeah, she's definitely not, like, into the idea of waiting for him.
I'm guessing he must be a little older.
Yeah, he's got to be, like, a senior, and she's got to be, like, a sophomore. I feel like she and Clark and Chloe are sophomores.
Yeah, they're, like, a little bit younger.
Because they're always sophomores at the start of a series.
Yeah,
always.
Because it gets you, like, 3 years of, like, high school stories, and then...
Maybe 4 if you have to split it up into 2 seasons.
Yeah, or if you do that thing that Nana Twino does, and they, like, never explicitly state anyone's age, you get, like, an extra year of high school.
Yeah.
So, like, we get this weird little thing happening, and you know, like, you know that this is, like, a setup just to get Whitney off the show. Like, I was like, oh. Like, I think even, like, years ago, I'm like, oh, thank God this fucking guy's leaving town.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's, like... What does Lana see in him?
So we then kind of get to the like the bread and butter of the episode. So we have now Clark goes over to the Luthor mansion. He sees the missing piece of the spaceship on his desk. Lex is visibly upset that Lionel blamed the closing of the plant on him. Mm-hmm. Clark kind of like puts it together. He's like, oh yeah, Lex, I knew you had it in you not to close the plant. I knew you were a stand-up man. However, Clark is a little suspicious of Lex because he has like the piece of the spaceship. I also want to point out that the Kents have a fucking spaceship in their fucking, like, tornado shelter.
Okay, well, where else were they supposed to put the spaceship that their baby landed in?
I don't know, but I'm, like, always, like, alright, they're in the fucking heartland. What if, like, people were over, and then, like, a tornado struck, and they had to go down there, and people could be like, what is this spaceship doing in your fucking tornado shelter?
Like, oh, it's just the model Clark is building.
I guess they could have said that.
Yeah.
I just love, like, we now cut to the next day. Clark is at home, he's, like, driving fucking fence posts into the ground, and, like, by himself.
Yeah, it's just, like, one, it's, like, it's almost, like, that level of Captain America ripping the log kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just, like, throwing the log into the ground. He's not even starting a hole or anything.
Yeah. So he then, like, gets back into, like, he's, like, done doing his chores for the day. Then he gets into his truck. And all of a sudden, the fucking truck explodes, like, when he turns it on.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what the fuck?
And we then, like, see Clark, like, walk out of the flames, like, unharmed. And the camera kind of, like, pans out. And we see, like, in the distance a little bit, we see Roger Nixon, like, watching this on, like through binoculars. And he's, like, videotaping it, too.
Yeah.
And, like, oh, shit. Like, now, like, Clark's secret's definitely out. Definitely out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, like, it cuts back to, like, the Kent house, and Jonathan's like, oh, I bet you that it was caused by, like, a leak in fuel line or something. And he's like, maybe the fertilizer in the back of the truck, like, led to the explosion.
Yeah.
I don't know, Clark's now like, oh my God, like, I didn't feel, like, any of the heat at all. Like, usually, like, I feel a little bit like a burn or something, but I don't know, I must be getting stronger.
I think his mother says your powers must be getting stronger.
Yeah, I guess she does, too. All right. Now Lex gets, like, he's like, Lex is at home now, like, Lionel comes in, he's like, why aren't you packing, son? Mm-hmm. Why aren't you packing and move back to, Metropolis with me? And Lex is like, I ain't fucking moving back. He's like, you know what? I'm confident that I can turn the company around. Maybe I'll, like, fund this on my own. And Lionel's like, you can't do that because I just bought the savings and loan, so we're just going to shut you out.
Yeah, like, this man is desperate for Lex to go back to Metropolis. And doesn't realize that this is actually probably the wrong way to get that to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, I guess everyone now finds out that Whitney's going to be leaving town to join the military. Mm-hmm. Chloe is Clark's date for the dance, but she speculates to Clark that, Whitney and Lana will probably break up. And Clark's like, ooh, really? You think?
You think?
Yeah, so now, like... Clark...
And Chloe's already like, don't you dare leave me for that bitch.
So... Chloe's like, so now does this mean that you're going to ask Lana to the dance? And he's like, oh no, I'll still go with you. Like,
and then he gives her this really awkward kiss.
Yeah, it's weird. Lana witnesses it too.
It was weird. It was awkward. I was like, ugh.
I know, like there's just something...
High school.
There was something of like seeing Clark and Chloe kiss that was just really off-putting to me for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess now like Whitney and Lana want to have like their own dance, I guess. And they go to, like, they break into the school.
Well, he has to leave before the dance.
Oh, yeah. That's
like, really starts.
Yeah. So they're going to have, like...
So he, like, takes her to the school, and they say goodbye, and they have, like, one last dance, and then she has to take him to, like...
train station or something.
The bus station.
Now it cuts to, like, I guess before the dance, and we kind of get, like, the signs that, like, a storm is moving in, and everyone references it. You see, like, leaves blowing around and stuff, and... It's a little bit windy, and
yeah.
I guess Clark and Whitney have like a scene together. Clark says goodbye, and Whitney apologizes to Clark. And
yeah, there's like a goodbye, and it's like, okay. Clark is getting ready for the dance and Lex shows up at the farm. Like, Clark's getting ready for the dance and, like, in the barn.
Well, because Clark actually, like, lives in the barn. He doesn't, like, sleep in the house.
Oh, he lives in the barn?
Yeah, he, he has a room, like, above the barn. He has, like, a little loft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he, like, stays up there and, like, I don't know. It's just his little hangout place. I think his, like, parents, like, were just afraid that he would, like, rage out or something. Because I think his, like, when he was younger, I think his powers were unpredictable. Like, I think, like, sometimes he can, like, accidentally, like, cause damage. So they put him in the barn.
Okay. It's like, we love you, son, but we're afraid that when you masturbate, you're gonna, like, put a hole in the wall.
Oh, yeah, he just, like, does, like, a cum shot, and there's a fucking, next thing you know, there's a leaky roof.
Exactly. Like, we gotta put you somewhere else, kid.
Can we talk about the dance for a minute? The fucking dance?
Yeah, let's talk about the dance.
Alright, this is the fucking weirdest fucking scene ever. So, they get the band Remy Zero to come to the dance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a very popular band all of a sudden decides that they're gonna play in fucking Smallville, Kansas, out of all fucking places.
All places.
And the band just happens to do the theme song for the show.
Oh, of course.
So they actually perform the theme song. Then they play like a second song. And Pete's like, oh my god, this is Lana's favorite song. I can't believe she's missing this.
No, this is Chloe's favorite song.
Oh, Chloe's favorite song. I can't believe she's missing this. And I'm like, what?
The bitch is right there.
Yeah, the bitch is right there. But I'm just like, wow, this is like it's not like they were playing like a hit song.
Yeah.
It's just some other obscure song the band has. And I'm just like,
yeah, just some other song nobody's probably ever heard.
And there's like, I think they play 3 songs, right? Do the Remy Zero play 3 songs?
I don't know. They like get maybe 3. Maybe.
They get like an uncomfortable amount of airtime in this episode, though. It goes probably on like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, like 10 minutes of this episode is made up of fucking music playing. Just this kind of like soap opera-ish drama happening around. And I don't know, it's just stupid. But however, hold on. They interrupt the fucking music to say, hey, there's a tornado warning. I guess a tornado was sighted like just south of here. And we'll all be safe here. So everyone, like, no one leave. And Clark's like, hold on, just south of here. That's where the bus station is.
Yeah.
Chloe is like, okay, Clark, just stay right here. I'm going to go, like, I don't know, just step away for a second. And she turns around.
She's going to step away, and Clark is, like, gone.
And she turns around, and Clark is gone now. And she's just like, Clark, where are you? We get this, like, stupid shot of, like, Lana driving through town. And, I don't know, there's, like, something, like, blows into the car, which causes her to, like, swerve off the road into a ditch.
It's a bunch of mailboxes.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of mailboxes. It's very, like, Twister-ish.
Because, you know, like, out in the country, like, everybody has, like, there'll be, like, 5 or 6 mailboxes all together. Instead of, like, right in front of their houses. There'll be a spot where all the mailboxes are.
Oh, yeah, because there's, like, a long dirt road that leads to everyone's house. So, like, the mailman's not going to drive down that long dirt road. They're just going to drive along the main road.
Exactly. Like, when I lived out in the country, like, we'd have to walk down the street to the mailbox.
Oh, my God. So, this part is fucking great. So, it reminded me of fucking the movie Twister for some reason with, like, the CGI cow.
Yes, I totally thought about that too, but I was thinking, man, I think that CGI was better.
In this show?
No, in Twister.
I mean, obviously fucking in Twister because it was, like, a multi-million fucking dollar movie, but, like...
But, considering how many years later this was, you would think the CGI technology would have been cheaper and better.
I mean, it was, but... They use a lot of CGI in the show.
Okay.
So for, like, the interest of time, you know, they kind of have to do, like, cheesy effects.
Okay.
So Lana, like, veers off the road and she, like, gets out of the car and she, like, looks over, like, behind her shoulder and she sees, like, 3 tornadoes coming her way.
Uh-huh.
And she just fucking stands there. She just fucking stands there for, like, a good fucking 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is not, like, smart tornado activity.
Like, you would think she would run, like... perpendicular of the tornado, like, not like away from it, but like to the side.
Okay, here's the thing about a tornado, though. They're unpredictable. They can just like shift direction at any moment.
That is true, but I would still fucking make a run for it, though.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. I wouldn't just stand there like at it for like fucking 2 minutes, especially seeing that like you live in the heartland.
Yeah, she should know what the hell to do. She's in tornado country.
Like I figured I would look for like a low barren ditch. Like she already is in a ditch, I guess.
Yeah.
Hold on. Instead, she runs back into the fucking truck, which is already like damaged.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was fucking.
And it's Whitney's truck that she has to like take care of now. Like.
Oh yeah, that's right. So like Whitney's going away to war, and she's like, "Well, I guess I got to take care of your truck now for the next fucking, I don't know, year and a half or whatever."
Yeah, like
however long you're supposed to be away for.
I didn't understand why she. It was just weird. Yeah.
All right. So before we get to the conclusion of that story, I think we should hop over to the fucking Kent farm for a minute.
Yes, we gotta talk about the Kent farm.
The storm's coming in. Martha and Jonathan Kent, they see the storm coming, so they go outside to go to the storm shelter. And they happen to notice, like, the door is open. They're like, that's weird. The storm shelter's open.
Yeah.
So they go into it, and they see Roger Nixon. Oh, I'm sorry. We forgot to mention that Roger Nixon goes to Lex earlier in the episode and, like, steals the piece of the spaceship.
Yes. He does.
So they go in there. They see Roger Nixon in the fucking storm cellar, and he has like the extra piece, and it's like a small little puzzle. It looks like a coaster, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it could. It really looks like it is just like an octagon or a hexagon, like paperweight of piece metal, like Lex could have just found randomly and thought was cool. But it's the missing piece that's going to make this spaceship active.
Yeah. So. They're in the storm cellar. They confront Roger, and he drops the piece. Like, I guess there's a little slot in the spaceship. It fits perfectly. All of a sudden, like, the spaceship fucking activates. However, Jonathan chases fucking Roger out, like, into basically the middle of the storm. And, I don't know, like, a house falls on them or something. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Martha's like, don't go out there. Just let him go. Because the storm's going to take care of him. Let's be real.
Yeah. So, like, Martha stays down in the storm shelter. The spaceship activates. Like, it turns on. It lights up. It's, like, beaming a bright light of lights. Martha's, like, wowed. And all this is going on now. Like, Jonathan and Roger outside there. Spoiler alert, Roger ends up, like, dying. Not because of the storm, because Lex shoots him.
Oh, okay.
But hold on. Can we talk about the ending?
Yes, let's talk about the ending. Can we talk about Lex first?
All right, let's do Lex first.
So Lex is, like, in his house, and the storm hits, and his dad's there yelling at him, like, basically calling him worthless, and you need to come back to Metropolis. You can't stick around Smallville, blah, blah, blah. And, like, the storm, like, tosses, like, a tree or something through the window, and, like, Lex falls back, and a bookcase falls on him, and his dad falls down, and then another tree branch, like, breaks through the window and crushes a beam, and a beam breaks, and the beam is, like,
dangling over Lionel.
Yeah, it's, like, right over Lionel, and you're just like, Lex could totally just push that beam and kill his father.
Kind of like getting ahead of ourselves. Lex has a little bit of a murderous side. So in the next episode of the season 2 premiere, he ends up shooting fucking Roger Nixon in the back. However, that's the first time we ever saw him kill anyone on the show. However, there's a flashback in, like, a future season in which you see, like, Lex Luthor as a child kill somebody. So, I don't know, like, I thought this was kind of, like, foreshadowing, like, a later event. However, Lex doesn't kill his dad, he just leaves him to die. And, spoiler, Lionel doesn't die. At least in this episode.
Oh, damn.
He sticks around for a few more years. That kind of, like, wraps up, like, that storyline. And then we get Clark.
Yeah.
He's racing through Smallville. He's like super fast. We get this like weird little first person vision of him like running down the streets. And he gets to the truck just as it gets sucked into the tornado. He watches his wishful girlfriend get sucked into the tornado.
Yeah.
And he's like, Lana, no. And then we get this like fade to black.
And she's all like, Clark, save me.
Spoiler alert, Lana Lang doesn't die. Clark saves her. Somehow, I can't remember how, but...
And I was like, God damn you, 2002.
I do want to point out, though, that I feel like the season 1 finale is, like, it's a bookend on season 1, like, in, like, a literal sense, but also in the sense that it kind of opens up season 2, which kind of dwells into, like, more of a mythology of the show. We get, like, mini arcs, and we get, like, less of, like, Freak of the Week episodes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a turning point for the show. So, like... Season 1 kind of like, it's more like Freak of the Week. We see like meteorite creatures. Other teens are affected by the meteorite from, I don't know, years earlier. And it's Clark coming into his powers slowly. But season 2 kind of, it digs into like more themes. We kind of get, now we get like appearances by, I think it's the season with Christopher Reeve's in the second season as kind of like a professor that guides Clark towards his, eventual role as Superman.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thought it was a great way to just end like the first season and open up the second season. I don't know your thoughts.
I mean, as somebody who never watched the show, I'm kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I was like excited to watch the second season after. Like I thought about just going into the second season, but I was like, you know what? I don't feel like it right now.
I was like, I'm good with Smallville for another decade or so.
So, on a scale of 1 out of 5, cheaply produced CGI tornadoes, how many cheaply produced CGI tornadoes would you give this?
I'll give it 2.
2? I'd give it a 4. You know, it's not great, but it's not bad.
I mean, for the most part, it's just a regular, just generic teen drama.
Set to the backdrop of Superman mythology.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, all right, so it kind of falls. So WB was kind of like a weird network. So the show, or the network began in like the mid-90s as like a mostly comedies. I think they had a few like primetime soaps. Mm-hmm. But...
Yeah, they had, because they were the ones who had Savannah.
Yeah, and Seventh Heaven and stuff. And then, but things took like a weird turn in 1997 when Buffy the Vampire Slayer became like a hit for the network. So they started like swaying towards doing these dramas that were like a cross between like Dawson's Creek and Buffy. So we got like shows like Roswell, we got this, we got Charmed, Supernatural. So there's just like a lot of weird...
But then you also had like One Tree Hill and Gilmore Girls.
That became like teen dramas became the bread and butter for the WB and then eventually the CW for many years. Yeah. And now like it's kind of like strictly superhero stuff for the most part.
For the most, it's basically if it was based on a comic book is what you will find on the CW.
Yeah, and there's a few like they had Jane the Virgin for a little while and My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which were like the off like genre shows.
Yeah, which were shows that somebody really wanted to produce, but nobody else really wanted to air. And enough people watched them on the CW to keep them around.
Yeah, I mean, the CW has like its own little niche, I guess. Yeah. I mean,
right now the only thing I watch off the CW is Riverdale.
And I think they even have like a Riverdale spin-off now coming next year.
That's going to Netflix.
No, I just read it today that they open up Katie Keene, which is going to be on CW next year.
No, I thought it was going to be on Netflix.
No, it's going to be on CW. Because they picked up...
Are you sure? Because I thought I saw it say Netflix.
I read today it says CW picks up 3 new shows. Katie Keene, Nancy Drew, and some other... Batwoman or Batgirl, whatever. Okay,
yeah. No, because it was originally supposed to go to Netflix, I guess.
All that shit is fucking garbage anyway. All right. Are you excited for next week? I think Superhero Month began with a fucking high. That we had kind of like a lull in the beginning, but we're going to go out. We're going to go out on a high note.
We are. I'm so effing ready for this because this is like my favorite.
We're actually going into like the actual Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yes. Like we decided we did that weird Captain America movie last week.
Which that was just weird. I'm still like confused by that.
We are going to do the show that we've talked about a million times on this. Agent Carter. Yep. We're going into that world. I know we don't really do like modern era type TV shows, but we're breaking the rule here. We're breaking the rule, girl.
Yeah, we're to be fair, it's not on the air anymore. So
That is true.
And I understand. I'm okay. I'm happy with that now. I have come to peace with it thanks to the ending of Endgame. So, which Patrick still hasn't seen.
I'm not gonna fucking see it. Are you kidding me? I don't know. I'm like, I have superhero fatigue. All that shit is just too much for me. I'm done. I'm out. Unless it's Smallville reunion. Unless you do a Smallville reunion movie.
That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be without Allison Mack. I'll tell you that.
That's fine. I can deal with that. All right. So join us next week when we do Agent Carter. It'll be great. We'll love it. Yes. Where can you follow Adventures, Kat Hall said the author? Where can you follow Adventures?
You can follow us on Twitter at VeryPodcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr at A Very Special Podcast. Do not accept invitations. I am pretty sure people have clicked the wrong link. Find us by Googling us on iTunes, YouTube. Find us on Podcoin. All that good stuff.
Yeah, shout out to Podcoin. I'll add in the verbiage later. I don't have it in front of me. All right, so as always, girl,
bye.
Watch the skies for a weird CGI spaceship that looks like it could have been made on my fucking computer from 10 years ago.